Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhara Hari. Yashodanandana Vrajajanara Yashodanandana Vrajajanara Yashodanandana Vrajajanara Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Stottara Sadasri Srimad Charanarjuna Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Skan BBD Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Haram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayat Madhiraye Nashtabrayestu avadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistuki Yamsyanubhavam Akhilam Shrutisharamekam Adhyatma Depam Atitir Satam Tamannam Samsarin karunaya purana guyam tam vyasasunam upayami guru muninam. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, The Creation of Fourth Order, Chapter 27, Attack by Chandavega on the city of Puranjana. Text number 14. Gandharvyastadrisirasya Maithunascha sita sita Parivritya vilumpanti Sarvakama vinirmitam Gandharvyastadrisirasya Maithunascha sita sita Parivritya vilumpanti Sarvakama vinirmitam Gandharvyastadrisirasya Maithunascha sita asita Parivritya vilumpanti Sarvakama vinirmitam Gandharvyastadrisirasya Maithunascha sita sita Parivritya vilumpanti Sarvakama vinirmitam Gandharvyastadrisirasya Gandharvyastadrisirasya Maithunascha sita 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 Parivritya vilumpanti Sarvakama vinirmitam Gandharvyastadrisirasya Maithunascha sita sita Parivritya vilumpanti Sarvakama vinirmitam Gandharvis Tadrisihi Similarly Asya of Chandavega Maithunya companions for sexual intercourse Cha also Sita white Asitaha black Parivritya by surrounding Vilumpanti they plundered Sarvakama all kinds of desirable objects Vinirmitam manufactured. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Along with Chandavega were as many female Gandharvis as there were soldiers, and all of them repetitively plundered all the paraphernalia for sense enjoyment. Please repeat. Along with Chandavega were as many female Gandharvis as there were soldiers, and all of them repeatedly plundered all the paraphernalia for sense enjoyment. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The days have been compared to the soldiers of Chandavega. Night is generally a time for sex enjoyment. Days are considered to be white, and nights are considered to be black. Or, from another point of view, there are two kinds of nights, black nights and white nights. All these days and nights combine to pass away our span of life and everything we manufacture for sense gratification. Material activity means manufacturing things for sense gratification. Scientists are conducting research to find out how can we satisfy our senses more and more elaborately. In this Kali Yuga, the demoniac mentality is employed in manufacturing various machines to facilitate the process of sense gratification. There are so many machines for ordinary household activities. There are machines for washing dishes, cleansing the floor, saving, clipping hair. Today, everything is done by machine. All these facilities for sense gratification are described in this verse as sarvakama vinirmitam. The time factor, however, is so strong that not only is our span of life being expanded, expanded, but all the machines and facilities for sense gratifications are deteriorating. Therefore, in this verse, the word vilumpanti, plundering, is used. Everything is being plundered from the very beginning of our lives. This plundering of our possessions and lifespan begins with the day of our birth. One day will come when death will finish everything, and the living entity will have to enter another body to begin another chapter of life, and again begin the cycle of material sense gratification. Prahlad Maharaj describes this process as punaha punaschar vitacharvinanam, Bhagavatam 7:5-30. Materialistic life means chewing the chewed again and again. The central point of material life is sense gratification. In different types of bodies, the living entity enjoys various senses, and through creating various types of facilities, he chews the chewed. Whether we squeeze sugar out of sugar cane with our teeth or machine, the result is the same, sugar cane juice. We may discover many ways to squeeze the juice out of the sugar cane, but the result is the same. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Ena Bhutali Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalan Sri Guru Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parejan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastuti Taptakan Janagaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpataru Vikrakripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesya Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We just experienced death very recently. Every single day, every moment, people are taking birth, people are dying. We have our brave mother who is attending Bhagavatam class this morning after losing her dear daughter. This is the essence of life. People, when this happened to them, they normally blame to God. Why God took my near and dear away from me? God is not common sense, doesn't have common sense, like that. But this was the same situation Arjuna was facing when he was leading the battlefield of Kurukshetra. अथ चैनम नित्य जातम नित्यम वा मन्यसे मृतम तत्रापि त्वं महाबाहो नैव सोची तुम अर्हसि. He says that, Arjuna, it doesn't matter if you think that this soul has taken birth many times, and if you consider soul as is a dying personal things, like atachainam nitya jatam. Nitya jatam means regularly taking birth all the time, birth. Ba manyase mritam, or you consider mritam means death, or you might think the soul might die. We have died many times. Tatrapi tvam mahabaho. Even though if you think that way, a mahabaho, the great fighter, naivam sochitum arhaji, you should still not lament. Now Krishna gives why he should not lament in coming text. The following verse says that Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityu. Jatasya means once something is born, dhruvam mrityu. Mrityu is certainly born along with birth. And dhruvam janma, when somebody take birth, death comes along with it. Dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Tasmad apariharyarthe. So this is unavoidable. You cannot stop it. So what is your point of tasyaka parivedana? What is the point of lamentation here? And Krishna also says that abhyaktadini bhutani, the living entities, bhutani, all the living beings, many millions of living beings. Abhyakta means unmanifested. Abhyakta adi. In the beginning of the creation, all the living beings were asked me, and then I am like one of them, and she was playing around, and then sometime he would see a lot of eagles flying in the sky. Here, grouped with these people, with these chickens. So they are my friends, she is my mother. I should be like this, moving around. And as she was growing, the chick was growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and the real shape was manifested. And finally, that was no longer a hen or chicken, but it was an eagle. But the eagle completely forgot who he was. He started playing around with the chicks, and he did not know how to fly in the sky. But one day, a sadhu visits in their home. And by seeing the little small baby eagle hawk playing around with all the other chickens, then the sadhu said, "Oh, you do not belong to this down to the earth. You belong to the sky. You are the king of the sky. Just like lion is the king of the forest, the eagle is considered to be the king of the sky. They fly very, very high, miles and miles high, and they have a very sharp eye. They can see some little birds moving on the earth, and they attack them. Sometimes eagle also attack in the ocean and catch some fish. Have you seen some videos? Yes, they do that. Very sharp. American eagle, that's it. Eagle, freedom, flying. And the sadhu says, yeah, you belong to sky. You do not belong on the earth, and these are not your family. Your family, look at them. They are the one you belong to. You need to fly over. You cannot. This is not your place. The chicken did not understand what is his sadhu is saying, and the sadhu tried to take him and then set him fly, but he could not fly, he just fell down. And came back to the other chickens and started playing. And sadhu tried to convince him more. It's a story from Upanishad. So that is teaching lesson for human being, so that we do not belong to this world as well. And he tried one time, that little baby bird fell down and came back to the group. He did second time, he went to a higher tree, he jumped, he climbed a tree and then tried to set that bird out to fly, but could not fly, he fell down and then again came to the group. Finally, after convincing him a lot, this sadhu, he took him to the big top of the mountain. And then now you should fly, you should learn how to fly. You are not from this group. You should go and fly in this sky. You should enjoy the higher freedom. Then sadhu threw him to the sky. Then that eagle started flying and wow, enjoying this whole world. So the Upanishad says that naturally your soul is also should fly in the sky of devotion. Where do we fly? In a sky of devotion. But somehow or other, we have a big weight in our soul. Our soul has loaded with so many external loads. Like in India, some people, sometimes very heinous people, they tie a dog with a big rock and throw into the Ganges or in the river. They do here too. And so that the poor dog cannot come out from the water and die. Normally, dog never die in water. Dog, in any flood, any river, anywhere you throw dog, I'm not sure about the big ocean, but normally dog always get out from water. They are very expert swimmer. So our soul has that same load in this body. As a result of that, we are not able to fly, and we are still thinking that we belong to this world, and we are struggling so hard, and we are trying to be happy. And a lot of time, life want to teach us lesson with so many difficulties in our life. But then in the early days, when people would have this kind of difficulties, and when they come at some point that from here, I need somebody to guide me. Prabhupada is saying that unless one is able to detect his problem, he always remains perplexed in this material world. So in order to get help, first we need to find out what is the problem. Every problem comes with a solution and gives us new life, new way. But modern people say life is like a roller coaster. You have to go through the pain and suffering, happiness and this. So this is life. Take it easy. Be motivated. Be positive. Go ahead. You can do it. So all these kind of things happens when people face problem. And nowadays, they do not go to sadhus for solution, for help. But Arjuna did. Prabhupada says that even Arjuna is knowing all the religious principle. Whatever Arjuna was arguing, not to fight in Bhagavad Gita in the second chapter, beginning of the first chapter, everything were perfectly explained in Vedic rules and regulations. Arjuna was talking about expertly right things. But even knowing all this religious principle, even knowing all these teachings that are given in the Vedas, Arjuna was not able to solve his problem. Arjuna had to find Krishna as his spiritual master. So this is why in Hindu Sanatan Dharma, Bhagavad Gita is considered the top most important scriptures. Because whatever ideas and teachings are established in the Vedas, Krishna is completely giving another aspect of the knowledge, the direct explanation. Vedas are trying to live a pious life, to go heavenly planet, to enjoy good result after this life, and be kind to everyone. And this way you can please God. Is indirect. But in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is speaking that yes, these are all okay, but main important religion or main important duty is to not following any other things, but to please the Supreme Personality, to develop that loving relationship with the personality of Godhead. And his orders is what all the Vedas contain. So if you fail to follow my order and you try to follow the Vedic order, then you are not following me at all. You try to do it. This is what he says. This is avidhi purvakam. It's not right way. It's like indirect way. So when we are also we can just fly in the world, and by nature your soul is naturally attracted to super soul or God. Just like a fire, when we make some fire, where does fire go? Fire always go up. Where is the source of fire? Sun. Sun is the source of all fire. So when we burn anything, this fire flame always go up, because the particle always go and mix with the big source. When there is some water rain come, it always go down to where? Somehow or other it makes its way to ocean. And the ocean is the source of the water. And from evaporation processes, it comes cloud and rain and go to the river, pond, lake, everything. And again, finally, they like to go down there. So like that, we as a soul always want to be with God. Nobody can take it away, this nature from you. Because that is the nature is naturally attracted to God. But our condition now is very miserable. We are not even convinced by preaching, like great devotees who are constantly trying to tell us that you are part and parcel of God. You are not supposed to be suffering in this world. You should wake up and come out and become bhakti, devotee, and do bhakti. We are convincing people many times, and we are still do not believe it. We do not believe it. Yeah, this is the really conditioning stage of the living being. So if someone opens the mind, that's why we need guru. This is where the importance of spiritual master comes. So one who is ready to accept or inquire or at least approach a spiritual master, then he must have realized that this world I cannot handle on my own. I need some guidance. So somehow or other, we all have that experience in our life, that when devotees, they take up Krishna consciousness, they start climbing the stairs of this progressive life, and the more higher they go, the more clearer they see how this world is entangling and problematic, and how we need guidance from someone to get out from this problem. This is how Krishna act and sent his representative gurus, devotee. That's what Prabhupada did. Prabhupada is simply saying, preaching, living the same message for all of us. So, and one day when that soul constantly engaging in devotional service, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, or listening from devotees, sadhus, Not mind, not intelligence, but your soul will remember that you are really belong to Krishna. When the soul remembers his time with Krishna, then we shed tears of joy in our heart, eyes. Tears of joys and tears of sadness, both comes from the eyes of a devotee. Why? Why sad tears? Because we then realize, my dear Lord, I have been away from you for many lifetimes, and now I got this beautiful opportunity that I can come to you. And tears of joys, my Lord, after many, many lifetimes, finally, by the mercy of you and your representative, I got this opportunity to practice Bhakti Yoga. This is how much important it is. This is how much important task we are doing in Krishna consciousness. It's not an ordinary business going on. We are not simply time passing for living our life. Okay, yeah, I'm going to die one day. Let me go to Hare Krishna and become a monk, and then I get a free food. I get a free room to sleep, and my life goes like that. No, this is not what we are doing. We are trying to really awake from our sleeping state and end this business in this material world and try to go back home, back to Godhead. And we are not only doing for ourselves, we are trying to take as many people as we can do. This is what preaching means. The inspiration to preach is to have that compassion to help other living beings. In this stage, we may not be really awakened to think that way, but if we constantly engage ourselves, not like breaking, okay, I take a 1 year break, I'll join in 2027. I have already enough living in the temple. Now I'll go home and then enjoy some time and come back. I had the same desire when I was first time a devotee. Like after staying there for a few months, I don't know what am I doing here. Let me maybe go back. I was looking to time to run away from ashram. Should I run in the evening or morning, or what time should I run so that nobody sees me? And then some devotees, when we were there, some devotees said that his brother came in to take him, and then, okay, I'll come tonight. I just go for during the he never come back. And that thing happens personally to me. And then one time when they took me to the main temple, we were living in a preaching center in the city, and I never had idea that there was a big temple somewhere. And when I went there, then I gave up this desire of going away. I thought, oh wow, this is really nice. A lot of devotees. Yeah, I saw my Guru Maharaj, and I said, but the Patridas Prabhu said, go and take shelter. And I said, I would like to take shelter at your lotus feet. He said, I don't speak Nepali. He said, I say, I speak English. All right. Then I stayed in Krishna consciousness. So,
what temple was that?
Buddha-Nilkantha ISKCON temple, ISKCON, our temple, in Kathmandu.
Oh.
Kathmandu. Now this temple, Nepal is many, many centers, many temples, thousands of devotees, thousands, many thousands, not 1,000, many thousands of devotees. Each and every district has a center there. We are a 77 district of Nepal. Every single district has one center. Right? Jamuna knows a little bit. So this is the soul. This we are still not convinced that we belong to Krishna. So the day when that memory comes in our mind, then we become udasina gatavyatha, and from this world we become udasina. Udasina means uninterested, like a depressed person. A depressed person doesn't have any interest to do, including spiritual and material things. But devotees become like that when they realize that they are Krishna's eternal part and parcel. So, and then Arjuna, that's what Arjuna said, Nasta moha smriti labdva. I regained my memory. My illusion is now gone. How did this happen? It did not happen on my own. Tat prasadoina mayachyuta. Because of your mercy, this happened to me. So when we become advanced devotee, we do not take credit. It does not happen. It did not happen because of my own endeavor. It was because of so many devotees' collective effort. I have been able to survive in Krishna consciousness and be able to advance in Krishna consciousness. It is always somebody else is shredding time, energies, tears, blood, everything together in order to make one person Krishna conscious. And Prabhupada said that I would consider my success if one person become a devotee. Because devotees are koti soapi durlavam, narayana parayana, those who are taking complete shelter of the Lord. These people are very, very rare. If you happen to get association of them, then you should not give up, lose that opportunity. That's what Bhagavatam says. It's many, many million times better than going to Kumbh Mela and take snan and become immortal than associating with one devotee. Because we know that moksha is many million times better. Sorry, prema is many times better than getting moksha or become immortal. So this is all about Krishna consciousness, and when we have this attitude, then we can give up this desire of sense enjoyment. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maran. This process we can stop forever. Kirtan Prabhu told me that your attitude determine your altitudes. How high you want to go in Krishna consciousness, with what attitude you have, it determines. So that's what Vedanta Sutra says, Athato Brahma Jigyasa, Ataha, therefore now, think, inquire about the Supreme. Why therefore now? Because you have tried your best to enjoy this material world many lifetimes already. Now, therefore, please inquire about God. See, one aphorism, one word, but it has such a deep, vast meaning inside it. Call them inside. They are waiting outside. Call them inside. I want them to hear something. Come on. Don't. Come on inside, please. Hare Krishna. Yes.
I also had a question.
Yes, we can go for question now. Please go.
Yeah, you know, like in the Krishna consciousness,
Uh-huh.
there is a conflict. There is a conflict of how can I put it?
Interest.
It's a conflict of interest
Uh-huh.
with family and when you are with the devotees. Sometimes you feel that you are at home with the devotees, but when you are a family person, you have all the family around you, they are constantly telling you what to do, advising you, all this thing, and it's actually not giving you comfort. So do you dissociate? Do you disconnect? Because to stay in that connection, it kind of doesn't let you, allow you
Of course,
to follow your heart.
That is what going on in this world. The whole world is Sisigonnitai ki jai, flowing in one direction,
Yeah.
and a devotee in a family is like going anti-current.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's not easy in Kali Yuga practicing bhakti. But if one does, then he get a big credit, high credit. That will easily attract the attention of Krishna very easily. Like I earlier mentioned, that in a classroom, when all the good kids are doing something good, then the teacher will not be surprised. But if in the group of bad students, if someone comes up with a good idea, then that will immediately attract the attention of the teacher. So our family members sometimes can be obstacles in our spiritual path, but we have to tactfully handle this. We cannot openly reject and go away from them, that might keep the distance even wider and wider, and that might not let them become a devotee, opportunity to become a devotee. So we need to very carefully, we hear them, but we do not keep their idea in our heart. Just listen from this ear and let it go from another ear. But then try to do what you do, and slowly, by being nice to them, by seeing you, they very nice, they might sometime come back and change. Oh, my mom or whoever you are, she's so tolerant. We are completely talking against her, but she still keeps her movement going, and that will impress them on time, sooner or later. If Kirtaneswar has to say something, go ahead. But there is some, if there is some extreme point, then there is a way that we can give up these things. If someone is not taking us to Krishna, then Mata nasasyat, Janani nasasyat, Pita nasasyat, Sujana nasasyat, Deva nasasyat. If a mother is not a good mother, if she is not setting me free from birth and death, she is not a good mother. So there is Bhagavatam, there's a story. Okay, go ahead.
I was going to mention that Lord Chaitanya, he told Raghunath Das Goswami, he said that, stay in your family and wait, and then the time will come when I will deliver you.
Yeah.
And he said, therefore, just remain like a wife with a paramour. You act very nicely, you do all your family duties very nicely, but internally you're always thinking of your lover, Krishna. So in that way you do all your family activities nicely, but internally you're thinking, when will I get to see Krishna? And Lord Chaitanya will deliver you.
Yes. So Krishna doesn't see where you are externally outside in external situation, but Krishna sees what is your desire inside. Just like when people come to the temple, they drop $1 bill in the hundi, and they are millionaires. They keep so much money for themselves. And Krishna is not looking for $1 bill, and Krishna doesn't need anything, but he sees how much he himself is keeping for himself. So from there, Krishna understands how much devotion the person has for me. Your intention is more important. Anything else? And thank you for attending this beautiful morning. We met yesterday and very good. Thank you so much. Yes, Prabhu.
I was thinking this morning during the Kirtan, I was thinking, it's easy to think, yes, I'm a devotee and I am blissful. It's very blissful. And then we realize the reason we're here, even in the Krishna consciousness movement, is because we didn't go back to Godhead in our last life. And so, it's like, I'm here because I was unsuccessful already. So it's like, in one sense, I'm already like a failure. So we just really need to accept the mercy and be humble and chant Hare Krishna humbly. So that was an interesting thought. I just thought I'd share.
That's why it is very important in Kali Yuga that even demigods would like to take birth on the earth, because there is no devotion going on in heavenly planet. But in Kali Yuga, by simply just taking the name of God. Otherwise, doing bhakti is not that easy. But just taking the name of God, it can deliver us in Kali Yuga, because everyone is going in a wrong direction and somebody is maintaining and chanting the name of God, because no one is interested at all. When we were in the street fair yesterday afternoon, in the evening, some people were enjoying and some people were thinking, oh, what kind of funny people they are here. They're just wasting their time and then chanting. What are they doing? Why not they are doing like business? We are making money here. The fool people just wasting their time. They were thinking that way. And the whole world thinks that way. Williams, the Sunita Williams, she was in space for 9 months. As soon as she came down, she immediately started worshiping God. She thanked God for bringing her down to the earth. So this is devotee mentality. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. It was coming, line came in.